Hello everyone, this is my third video where I'm going to show you my fridge and my freezer, which is normal. But then I'm going to show you my cupboard and I'm going to tell you an oral sex story from 20 years ago. I mean, talk about fantastic free entertainment. I mean, you're going to be spellbound by all this by the end. So here we go. So as you can see, I bought even more butter. Really didn't need it, but I got a decent price for it, and I mainly use it for my Eggos. I still have my 2 bottles of mayo. They should be good for a while. A bunch of water, 40 pack. I bought 3 bottles of the mashup, Cool Blue and Fruit Punch. If you like those individually, then not surprisingly, you'd like them combined. I still have my syrup, and because it freaking pours over, it gets sticky. That's why I have the micro rag over it, surrounding it. Then I have a bottle of milk that I had from last week, and then I bought a new one. I mainly use that for cereal. I got tired of having water, just water or Gatorade, so I haven't had soda in a while, so I thought, why the heck not? Unfortunately, it was like $12.99, I think, for 12 pack, which here in the States is kind of common, but I still think it's overpriced, but what the hell. And I normally get the Hershey's pudding, but Kroger for some reason didn't have that, so I got the Jell-O instead. For the 10 or so of you that have watched my video, I think I have like 34 views, so maybe some of you watched it twice, but anyway, I doubt they're all original, 1 view per person. But anyway, as you know, I really like the Cran Grape, so I bought another one of those. And then here I have I think this is Kroger's brand, Private Selection. It's a pretty good price here in the States, $13.01 for 1.24 pounds. So if I would have gotten a pound, as you can see, it would be 10.4, which, as I said, is a pretty good price for sliced deli meat. I don't know how it is overseas, but it's pretty pricey here, so $10 is not a bad deal. And here is even a better price for a pound of Private Selection monster cheese. What does that say? 807. Again, that's pretty good for here in the States. And Private Selection is Kroger's brand, so that's why it's cheaper than Boar's Head, for example. As I said, I have a shit ton of water, so I'll be okay for a while. What do I have under here? I got more eggs. Sometimes I buy more eggs, even though I might not even go through the original carton, but oh well. Now we'll get to the freezer. Bunch of holdovers from last week. The fish fillets, and the mozzarella sticks are been holdovers for weeks. I got the Oreo bars this time instead of like the Oreo sandwiches. And for some reason it was the same price, but it was threw in an extra one. So I thought, what the hell? I'll get another one. For the same price, sign me up. And as you can see, I have the Eggos. I think that was from last week. I'm super lazy, so even just preparing this is sometimes a chore for me, but I should. 93% lean. I can't verify that. I'll take their word for it. Some Jennie-O, which is generally a better producer of chicken and turkey than Tyson's, so I should use that at some point. I know I like my Bird's Eye. I like cream spinach. Obviously, this isn't like restaurant quality, but obviously it's cheaper and you get more portion size and you get more value from it. So that's not bad. I still have my Arby's fries in the back. And I still have some chicken Kiev left. I definitely recommend it. And I don't know. I assume at least one of you is Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. That was the first time I ever heard of Chicken Kiev when I was a kid in the '80s, and he's in an underrated movie, in my opinion, called Red Heat, where he plays a Russian police officer who is going after a drug lord over there, and unfortunately, the main guy, drug lord, kills his partner, so he gets sent by his superiors in Russia to Chicago to, because the guy fled from Russia to Chicago, so he wanted him to track him down and not really coordinate much with the police to get Victor Rosa, who also played a villain in another 48 Hours, which obviously is another good buddy cop movie. And he also had a brief villain role in Lethal Weapon 1. So there you go. He's like one of those actors that's been in a bunch of movies in the 80s and 90s, but I don't remember his name, and probably most of you don't either. Anyway, James Belushi's brother, is, where is it? The reverse. I'm not sure, but Belushi brother is, I think, James Belushi. Anyway, he's really good as a Chicago cop, and they have to work together to find Victor. So I definitely recommend it. What else here? I got some chicken nuggets instead of having McDonald's, which I like their chicken nuggets. I thought I'd buy them and just use my air fryer. I just got the cauliflower wings. I got two of those, and I wanted to have some seafood. I haven't had it in a while, so I got two fillets of Atlantic salmon. As you can see, $10. That's not bad for the States. I don't, obviously overseas it might be a rip-off, that price, but here it's pretty good. Still have some leftover Eggos from the last carton, last box. Then I have another one that hasn't been opened yet, and then my tortellini. So there you go. Nothing too sensational. Oh, and then of course, you guys know that I like my Texas toast. I mean, sometimes I'm a lunatic and I have it just frozen, but yeah, I still recommend it, regardless if you put it in an air fryer or an oven, or just have it cold like I do sometimes. So this is the first time you guys see my cupboard. I won't talk about the non-food or food-related stuff. I'll start with the family-size cookies. I really like Chips Ahoy. I really like dunking them into my milk, so I bought a family size because it was on sale. Then I got AMC extra butter microwave popcorn. I definitely recommend that. Some other brands I've gotten really either don't have a lot of butter, or, in my opinion, their butter flavors aren't very good. So I recommend this one. I don't own any AMC stock. I just like it. There's some Ludens from the winter, past winter. I have some apple cinnamon Quaker oatmeal. I should have it, especially in the morning, because it's fairly healthy, but definitely healthier than any of the other foods I tend to eat, but I usually don't. I have some, some canned food, some artichoke hearts, some beans, some sweet corn, and a bunch of beets. I actually like beets. I don't know, I really haven't had a craving. Well, never have a craving for them, but I just haven't really had them in a while. But they're there for when I need them. I got some buttery snaps pretzels. I have an unopened massive thing of craisins, cranberries. I don't know why I haven't had them yet. And I've had this rice box for years. I don't know, just a minute rice. I just haven't bothered to, consume it. And then I got these are leftover nutrition grain bars from a while. Nutri-Grain bars, excuse me. One kind is the strawberry, and another kind is the apple cinnamon. Both I think are pretty good. And then I have the Kroger wavy chips, 50% less sodium, so I'm trying to, in that regard anyway, have less sodium filled chips. And Kroger chips are cheaper, not surprisingly, than Lay's and Utz and whatnot, so I thought, what the hell. And as promised, I'm going to get to that oral sex story now, because I know all of you have been on the edge of your seats to hear about it. So 20 years ago, probably, this month, maybe last month, 20 years, officially. I was at a bar with some friends. The booth was set up like a semicircle. I was on one edge, and the female friend of mine was on the other. Obviously, I won't name me, and I won't name her. And we're not drunk, but we're definitely lit. We're a little tipsy. And we're probably like 30 minutes in, something like that. And we're, having a lot of group conversations, enjoying ourselves. And then I see her getting up. And we're about like 30 feet or so from the bathroom. Bathroom area, female bathroom on one side, and then feet away on the other is the men's room. And she's getting closer to the restroom. She turns around, and she looks at me, and it definitely wasn't a bad glance or an uninviting glance. It was inviting. It was I got the impression that she was interested in me walking towards her, and I thought, what the hell? Why not see what she wants? And if I perceived it the wrong way, then so be it. And I've perceived it before. I've been rejected before, just like most of us have. So, well, what the hell? If she changes her, if I misinterpret it, then I'll just go back to the booth and drink more. But thankfully, she, my perception was correct, and we just started making out right outside the female's bathroom. And we're getting hot and heavy, as they say back in the day. I'm aging myself. And so I'm thinking, are we going to go to my place? Maybe we'll go back to her place. But I guess we were so into each other that we didn't want to wait, didn't have Uber at the time, so a cab or a subway or whatnot. We're in New York City. And I'm thinking, okay, are we going to go in the men's room or the female's room? And I just figured it made more sense to go in the men's room, because I doubt that any male would be, offended by seeing a female in there. But obviously, females would have a much different and understandably different reaction to seeing a male in their bathroom. So I thought, okay, let's just go to the men's bathroom. And so we start making out in the front of one of, I think, there are like three, sit down stalls. And so we're, making out in front of the third one. And you could tell that it's progressing beyond, as I said, we said back in the day, first base. I don't know if younger people still use the baseball references. So we I was pretty sure it was going to go beyond first base. And so I was like, you want to go in the stall? And obviously consent's number one, no matter what. So I was like, she was like, sure. So we go in there, and I'm like, okay, there's very little room to maneuver. So I just sit down, and I figure she would just straddle me, and we just start making out. Maybe I'd get the second base and whatnot. And then, it's still a great night. But she was interested in more than that. I mean, I was too, but I wanted to see where she was going to lead the proceeding. And so she got on her knees. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is beyond even what I was thinking. because I'm more of a half glass, glass half, short sort of, glass half empty, excuse me, sort of guy. So I didn't think it'd be progressing to that level, and so I'm, erect, certainly, and she's on her knees and she starts like feeling me up. I'm like, okay, so I think that's a sign that I could release the Kraken, and so I'm, in my full glory, and so she starts blowing me, and she has really good technique, in my opinion, anyway. And so she's blowing me for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm not an early, buster, so I didn't finish, but and also, as more people went into the bathroom, it was getting pretty loud, getting a little rowdy. I think some people knew what was going on there, so I figured, okay, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, sort of thing. Kenny Rogers, for those that don't know that reference, it's a song. And yeah, so we both, left the bathroom and went back to our booth, and we continued to drink a little bit more, and just had a great story. We all both had a good time. Our group had a good time, and yeah. So, and obviously, 20 years later, I still remember it. So it was definitely a highlight. And yeah, so I thought I'd regale you the first sex story, oral sex story, anyway, that I've ever told publicly. So here you go. And that's it. So thank you for tuning in, and I should be creating my 4th video sometime next week. And have a nice week, everybody. Take care.